Now, once again, starting lineup. First of all, for the visiting Archbold Bluestreaks, Chad Nossinger, a 6'5 junior at 9 a game. Brian Meyer, a 6'2 freshman at 7.5 points per game. Joe Delaney in the middle, a 6'7 junior, 13.9 points, 9 rebounds. Eric Greaser, a 5'11 junior at 6.3, and Aaron Kaufman, a 5'10 senior at 7.1. For the Bulldogs, Russell Bacon, a 6'1 sophomore at 3.2. Bert Williams, a 6'1 senior at 4.5. Brian Pelizinski, a 6'4 senior at 8.4. Ryan White, a 5'10 sophomore at 12.5, and Kevin Duvall, a 5'7 senior at 12.1 points per ball game. Those are your starting lineups. We'll be back to tip it off right after this timeout.
Get the
We're back live once again, ready to tip this one off. The officials, Clay Erman of Delphus and Ron Goldman of Van Wert, will be the officials for tonight's contest. Glad to have you with us. Report later on Liberty Center in Roussillon. Martin Taylor hosting the scoreboard tonight. Martin got the night off tomorrow night. We're going to break in a new man. But Martin will keep us up to date on some of the other games around the area this evening. Alrighty. Teams getting final instructions from their benches. Steve Smith, the head coach of the Bulldogs. Doug Krause out for Bluestreaks. Archbold coming out onto the floor right now. Here comes Swanton. We'll tip it off. Brian Pelizinski at 6'4", jumps for Swanton. 6'7", Joe Delaney for Archbold. Clay Erman, Ron Goldman, the officials being introduced right now. All right, let's get it underway here on WMTR. Tosses it up in the air. Archbold gets the tap. Brian Meyer with the ball. Lob back door. Layer roller in and out, no good. Put back up and in by Delaney. They tried the lob. Delaney just got a hand on it, almost tipped it in on the first when it bounced out, but he got the offensive rebound and put it back in. Left side, Bert Williams with it. Outside to Pelizinski. Bounce pass inside. Bacon back out on the jumper. Right up and good. Ryan White ties it at 2 apiece. Aaron Kaufman brings it up for Archbold. Dribbles to the left side against a 1-3-1 matchup. Delaney right side to Greaser. Walked with the ball as he started to drive. So the Bluestreaks with their first violation of the night. Bert Williams inbounding the ball to Kevin Duvall. 5'7 senior. Swings it over out on top to Ryan White. Around to the left side, Williams. High post, Bacon's 12-foot jumper off, no good. Rebound, Archbold. Greaser out of there with it. Up the right side. Three-pointer by Meyer up and in. Brian Meyer hits the three, and Archbold takes a 5-2 lead. We've played 1 minute. Kevin Duvall with it for the Bulldogs against the Archbold man-to-man. Right side pass through the hands of Bert Williams. Just out in front of him a little bit too much. Bert couldn't haul it in. So the Bulldogs get their first turnover. Brian Meyer will inbound for Archbold. Does so now to Aaron Kaufman. Round to the right. Pass goes over to Greaser. Left side, Brian Meyer. Into the corner to Greaser. Greaser pass deflected, picked up by Greaser. On top for Kaufman. We got a whistle inside and a foul. Bert Williams called for pushing Chad Nossinger. First on Bert and the first foul of the ball game. So the Bluestreaks on the common foul will inbound. Aaron Kaufman into the left corner. Brian Meyer pulls up, 17-foot jumper, in and out. Rebound deflected around, picked out of there now by Kevin Duvall. Duvall brings it up the floor for the Bulldogs. 5-2 Archbold. Right side Bacon. Back out to Pelizinski. Pelizinski starting a drive now, going into the hole. Short jumper up, blocked partially. Picked up outside by Bacon for the Bulldogs. Bacon shoots it out front for Duvall. 6:10 to play first quarter, 5-2 Archbold. Williams on top to White. Right, left side in the corner, Duvall for three. Got it. That'll tie it up. 5 apiece. Kaufman on top, Delaney around to the left side over to Meyer, or Greaser, excuse me. Brings it on the top of the circle, swings the ball over to Aaron Kaufman. Kaufman, right side Greaser. Greaser on top for Meyer. Meyer guarded by Duvall. Swanton straight man right here. Outside Kaufman, high post for Delaney. Delaney, left side over to Meyer. Long three, off no good. Rebound, picked back up, put back up, no good by Meyer. Deflected around, picked up by Duval. Duval up the right side, cut off, and the ball knocked away and out of bounds. And last touch by Eric Greaser of Archbold. David Boyer, a 5'10 sophomore, reports into the Bulldog lineup here. As Bert Williams sits down. 5 apiece, 5:20 to go, first period. Taken inbounds to Pilazinski, outside now for Duval. Picked up by Kaufman. Now to the left side to Boyer. Boyer swings over to Pilazinski, foul line, cut off. Down low Boyer, little turnaround, up blocked by Knopfsinger, rebounded by Delaney. Now let over to Kaufman, he brings it up quickly up the middle. Spins to Delaney outside, over to Meyer. Meyer on the dribble to the left side. Nothing doing inside, out front Greaser. Left side Kaufman. Kaufman on top. Knopfsinger, right side Greaser. Greaser to Meyer. Meyer over to Greaser. High post now Delaney, knocked away by Pilazinski, picked up by Bacon. Bacon gives it up to White. Right left side pass over to Bacon. 4:28 to go, first period. Over now to Boyer. Boyer high post White. Down the lane, knocked away, stolen by Greaser. Greaser's got the breakaway lay-in, puts it up and good. 7-5 Archbold. 4:10 to go, quarter number one. As Kevin Duval brings it up slowly now. Swings right side to Boyer, around to the left to Bacon. Bacon at the foul line now, covered there by Knopfsinger. Takes it out behind the three-point circle, gives it up to White. Right side pass over to Boyer. We got a whistle and a blocking foul. It's going to go against Brian Pilazinski. Do you see something there?
Yeah, he set a pick and moved on it, which they really have to watch. Some referees call that very closely.
So Pilazinski picks up his first team second. Meyer inbounds the ball to Greaser. Archbold up 7-5 with 3:45 to go here in the first period. Kaufman on the right wing. Lob back door, got Delaney, lays it up and in. Nice pass. Kaufman to Delaney, 9-5. Duval high post, Pilazinski around to the left side to Bacon. Bacon on top, Duval. Knocked away momentarily by Kaufman, but picked up by Duval. Kevin swings left side over to Russell. Bacon. Bacon back out. Pilazinski looks at the three, elects not to take it, gives it to Duval, gives him a pick. Duval pass inside, knocked away by Delaney, picked up by Duval. They'll go baseline to Pilazinski, layup no good. Rebound Delaney, outlet Kaufman up the middle quickly. In transition, Archbold to Meyer. Meyer to the lane, slapped away now, loose, picked up by Meyer. Meyer on top. Kaufman open for three, lets fly, no good. Rebound tapped around. Knopfsinger's got it back up, blocked, but a foul on Pilazinski, his second. Well, the Bulldogs got to keep the big guy in there. Pilazinski at 6'4" is easily their tallest player.
They're doing a pretty good job boxing out down there with Archbold, with that size, and Chad Knopfsinger very strong inside too. He does have a good advantage.
Andy Slowinski checks in, replacing Brian Pilazinski. Paul Cruz and Kurt Broadbeck into the Archbold lineup. Eric Greaser and Brian Meyer will sit down. Chad Knopfsinger going to the stripe to shoot a couple of free throws here for Archbold. 2:50 to go, first quarter. Archbold leads 9-5. Knopfsinger 69% free thrower. First one bounces off, no good. Big, strong 6'5" junior looking for his first point and won't get it. Ball tipped around, comes outside into backcourt and goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Swanton. Last touched, I believe, by Joe Delaney of Archbold. Russell Bacon to inbound. Goes so now to Ryan White. White picked up by Cruz. Also into the lineup is Eric Lynch for Swanton, another sophomore. We've got four sophomores out there right now. Starting to drive White baseline. Slowinski, little jumper up and in. 9-7. Archbold lead cut to 2 with 2:25 to go in the first quarter. Kaufman slowly up the floor now for the Bluestreaks. Left side pass over to Broadbeck. Broadbeck baseline to Cruz. Back out to Broadbeck. They'll swing it around against the matchup. Into the corner to Cruz. Cruz starting a drive. Lost the handle and walked with the ball. So the Bulldogs with a bucket here could tie it or take the lead with a 3. As Ryan White brings it up the floor. Right side to Slawinski. Or Boyer, excuse me, now to Slawinski. Lynch, left side. Good pump fake. White to the hole. Shot up block, but a foul on Joe Delaney. That's the first foul against Archbold. Ryan White will go to the foul line here. He's a 58% free throw shooter. 40 out of 69. 69 attempts, so means he's getting to the line a lot. Chad Knopfsinger sits down. Tim Kraus enters for Archbold. 2 free throws for 5'10" sophomore left-hander Ryan White. First one up and in. Archbold 9, Swanton 8. He can tie it right here with 1:52 to go, first period. Free throw, got it. So we're tied again at 9 apiece. With 1:50 to go in the first period. Kraus with it now. Down to the left side, Cruz. Inside Delaney. Had it slapped away. Delaney got the save to Cruz. Tipped around a couple of times. Picked up by Broadbeck, and he throws it off Slawinski and out of bounds. Like a hot potato that time. Kaufman will inbound for Archbold. Sends it out front for Broadbeck. Broadbeck right back to Kaufman. Kaufman driving, pulls up 12-foot jumper off, no good. Tipped up and in by Delaney. He's got that tremendous height advantage at 6'7". Swanton with Bilozinski out of there. As nobody out there as the ball deflected and out of bounds. Tim Kraus had that one just about timed perfectly, but didn't quite get to it in time. The deflection went out of bounds before he could haul it in and go the other way for a layup. Kevin Duvall back into the Swanton lineup. Joe Emch will give Joe Delaney a breather for Archbold. Emch, a 6'3" senior. Bacon inbounding to Duvall with 1:19 to go here in the first period. Duvall flips outside now for White. 11-9 Archbold. Right side, Boyer on the wing, gives it right back to White. White to Boyer. Boyer into the corner over to Duvall. Duvall starting a drive, bounce pass, and it's kicked, I believe, off the foot of Tim Kraus of Archbold. So it will be Swanton basketball. Bacon will inbound. Russell, a 6'1" sophomore. Flips onto the wing now, over to White, penetrates, goes in, shovels it up off glass, rolls in and out. No good, rebound tapped around, loose and out of bounds to Archbold. Last touch by Andy Slawinski of the Bulldogs. He and Tim Kraus were both hustling after that one. 53 seconds to go in the quarter. Pressure in backcourt now from Duvall on Kaufman. Swanton's going to try to pick up at half court. Here's Kaufman with the ball now. Unable to penetrate. Back outside to Kraus. Left side, Broadbeck to Kraus. Kraus goes right side on the wing. Cruz, Broadbeck to Kraus, 34 seconds. Back over to Kaufman to Kraus. Archbold, I don't think playing for a last shot, but starting to work the clock. 25 seconds. I don't think that was their intention at first, but now they may try to work the clock down. 11-9, it's at 19 seconds. Swanton coming out trying to pressure out of their 2-3 matchup. Kaufman with 10 seconds to go out near the timeline. Right side to Broadbeck on the wing. Goes left side at Kaufman to the baseline. He walked with the ball. With 3.3 seconds to go, Archbold turns it over for the 4th time. The Bulldogs have 3, but the Bulldogs have to go the length of the floor with 3.3 seconds. Russell Bacon inbounding now to Kevin Duvall. Duvall ahead now. Boyer, they don't have a chance to get the shot off. And to 1, it's 11-9 Archbold. Back in a minute.
Buy now and pay later. And Brian, 446-2746.
Hey. Bilozinski back in, holds high. White on the wing. Bacon, top of the circle, looks for somebody, still looks. Finds White. Swanton being delivered on offense. It's paid off for him. Bacon holds high. Back to Silazinski. And the Bulldogs throw it away.
First quarter stats, Archbold 5 out of 11. Swanton just 3 out of 8. Turnovers about even. Archbold 4, Swanton 3. Archbold an 8-3 rebound advantage.
But Archbold just leading it by 2, 11-9, 7:34 to go. Period number 2. Brian Meyer, Eric Greaser back in for the Bluestreaks. Joe Delaney, Chad Knopfsinger. Paul Cruz still in for the Streaks. Getting a little floor getting a little cleaner down there.
Well, I think Ron Stevens dropped his soft drink.
He's gooning the official. He's about to get thrown out, we hope. Bluestreaks first position, quarter number 2. Greaser brings it up. He's playing the point. Kaufman getting the breather now. Knopfsinger way outside. Meyer, long 3 on the way, up and in. Brian Meyer doing what he does best. Squaring up and shooting a 3. Bluestreaks by 5, 14-9. Williams ahead to Duval. Up on the side, White. His long 3 on the way. That rims out, no good. Loose on the floor, still loose on the floor. Meyer comes up with it for the Bluestreaks, ahead to Greaser. Knopfsinger, top of the circle. Meyer on the side. Cruz. He stops, loses the dribble, cross court to Meyer. Low post, Delaney. Out to Cruz. He squares for the 3. His shot on the way. That bounces no good. Meyer with a strong offensive rebound. Looks for somebody. Knopfsinger inside, and he's fouled from behind. Andy Slowinski picks up the foul. That's his first, team's 4th.
Yeah, I think we're going to time out Bulldogs here, Blue. 6:43 to go. 14-9. We'll be right back.
Quick timeout there. It'll be the Bluestreaks ball. They lead at 14-9, 6:43 to go in the second. Eric Griesel doing the honors. Swanton in that 1-3-1 zone. They've been doing a pretty good job keeping the ball away from the Streaks. Greaser inside Delaney. Reverse pivot, puts it up, no good. Tip, no good. Delaney offensive rebound, up and in. Joe using his height advantage there. 16-9, Bluestreaks by 7. Duval against Greaser. Kevin Duval clears the timeline easily to Slowinski. Bacon. 6:20 to go in the second. Bacon, nice drive. Flips outside Williams, short running one-hander up, no good. Delaney has it knocked loose, and Meyer, the Greaser, comes up with it for the Streaks. Long pass down to Cruz, lob inside, nearly thrown away. Williams can't control it. He went into the fence pretty hard there. The Swanton trainer getting over there. He hit the back wall there. He was a football quarterback, wasn't he? Also, he ought to be tough. All you quarterbacks just bounced up from little knocks like that.
I think his head did hit the wall there, Blue, and that's got to sting a little bit.
He's up, getting a good hand, and well-deserved from the Swanton partisans and the Archbold fans here. They had a sign up there about Big Board Friday, and it looked like, well, he just hit the paper, but the railing is right behind the sign, and that's what he hit.
Now it's Big Board F.
Bluestreaks 16, Swanton 9. It'll be the Bluestreaks. Well, Archbold caught a break there because that ball was going out of bounds, and Williams tried to save it and couldn't. Greaser looks for somebody, still looks. Meyer in the corner. Lob inside Delaney to Cruz, turns down the 3. Greaser's 3 on the way, up and in. Eric Greaser hits a 3. 19-9, Bluestreaks by 10, 5:58 to go in the second. Archbold some full court pressure. Boyer back to Bacon. Still not across. Bacon ahead to White. He clears the timeline, and he's fouled by Cruz. Just a second team foul on the Bluestreaks. Swanton with 4. Swanton will do the inbounding. Bluestreaks by 10. Kevin Duval with the ball at the point for Swanton. Flips to Bacon on the wing. Boyer. Duval. Good one-on-one move. His 3 on the way, up and in. Archbold stows the ball away. Duval drives all the way. The ball hits a foot, and a pushing foul is going to be called on Eric Greaser. Be a common foul. 19-12, Bluestreaks by 7. Kaufman back into the Bluestreak lineup. Ryan White will do the inbounding for Swanton. The Bluestreaks by 7, 5:28 to go in the third. Boyer to Duvall. Ryan White way outside. Back to Boyer. Slowinski inside low, short jump shot put up no good. Ball tipped up no good. Bacon couldn't get that one to drop. Bluestreaks out. Meyer turns down the 3 to Kaufman. Low post inside. Knopfsinger has it knocked away. Second turnover for the Streaks this period. They still lead by 7. 4:55 to go in the second. Duvall. Low post inside. Turnaround running one-hander. Put up no good. Knopfsinger rebounds for the Streaks. Greaser clears the timeline. And he's going to be called for the travel. Here's Burt Williams back in for Swanton. 19-12, 4:41 to go in the second. Bluestreaks by 7. Williams gets it in. The ball back to Williams, back to White. White says, I'll walk it up. Greaser goes for the steal, doesn't get it. Duvall to Williams to White. Swanton moving the ball around the outside. Slowinski, low post pass off the foot of one of the Bluestreaks. It'll stay with Swanton. Here's Joe Emsch coming in. Okay, Ken Inkervaya, 6'2" senior coming in for the Bulldogs. His first action that we've seen this year. Burt Williams will do the inbounding. Yes, Garrigan for the Streaks. Williams way outside Duvall. Still 19-12. Nobody scored for about a minute and a half here. Bacon. Inkervaya, his shot up off the rim, no good. It goes out of bounds, so the Streaks will stick with it. Into the game now, Matt Phillips, a 5'8" junior. Inkervaya sits down. So, nearing the 4-minute mark of the second, still the Bluestreaks by 7, 19-12. Kaufman gets it down. 3 by Kraus, his shot up, no good. Delaney can't control the rebound. Williams with the ball. Not much offense here in period number 2. Duvall. Backdoor to Williams, his running one-hander up no good. Loose on the floor. Picked up by Meyer, the Bluestreaks. Archbold out, doesn't have the numbers, so Kaufman wisely slows it down. Looks for somebody. Kraus. Back to Kaufman. Back to Kraus in the corner. Meyer with it. Kaufman holds high. Tim Kraus with the ball to Kaufman. Looks like Swan pretty much straight man-to-man now. Meyer with the ball, throws it over the head of Mitch Gehrig. It's out of bounds. Inkervaya back in for Swanton. It's a 6'2" senior. Still 19-12. Boy, nobody's scored for about 2.5 now. Duvall clears the timeline. To Bacon on the wing. Bacon baseline running one-hander. That's up no good. Tip no good. Meyer has it knocked out of his hands. Tried to hit it to Tim Kraus, and he did, but hit Tim's foot and went out of bounds. So it's going to stay with the Bulldogs. 2:50 to go, period number 2. 19-12 Archbold. Ryan White doing the inbounding. It's out to Williams to Duvall. Backdoor pass White. He drives all the way, running one-hander up and in. Nice play, Ryan White. 19-14. Archbold by 5. Boy, they've been stuck on 19 for a long time. Kraus with the ball outside. Meyer. Inside, nice running one-hander, short jumper put up and in by Mitch Gehrig. Taking the ball to the basket, 21-14, Streaks by 7. Duvall with it outside. Bacon. Gehrig on him. Duval turns down the three. Now he sets up, puts one up, no good. Ball knocked out by Delaney, picked up by the Bluestreaks. Kaufman drives all the way. His running one-hander up, no good, but he's fouled. Kaufman will be at the line to shoot two. No, he won't. No shot. All right. The foul was on. Okay, yeah, Ryan White. All right, Bluestreaks ball. The referee said it was before the shot. Aaron Kaufman doing the inbounding. Bluestreaks by 7, 21-14. Tim Kraus from the corner drills a three. Nice shot by Tim Kraus. Bluestreaks by 10, 1:44 to go in the second. Eric Lynch into the Bulldog lineup. Steve Smith going deep into his bench. Bacon with it outside. Kurt Broadbeck in for the Streaks. Williams. Slowinski holds high. Back stolen away by Kaufman. Good steal. The ball knocked loose again. Still loose on the floor. Still loose, and Swanton gets it back. Duval down the middle. Swanton 3-on-1. Hard drive. Williams puts it up. No good. Tip no good. Delaney finally gets it out and throws it away. 1:05 to go in the second. 24-14 Bluestreaks. What a hustle that time. Joe finally ripped it off, but he threw the outlet pass away. David Boyer back in. Ryan White, David Duval. Boy, both coaches getting a lot of people, and Andy Slowinski. There's White with the ball. Broadbeck on him. White clears, and he's going to be called, or Archbold called for the foul. Broadbeck picks up his first, only the team's fourth. Bluestreaks thought there might have been a travel on the play. Referee explaining carefully. Everybody's still not happy. Under a minute to go in the second. Bluestreaks by 10, 24-14. Swanton really been on 14 a long time. Ball knocked loose. Swanton comes up with it. Bacon baseline drive. Flips outside Duval. Turns down the three. We got 40 to go. Now Duval drives all the way. Running one-hander put up no good. Slowinski offensive rebound. Gets it back. Shot put up this time no good, but a foul, I believe, on Gehrig. We'll wait and see. A lot of bodies inside there. Gehrig's first. Slowinski will be shooting a pair when we get everybody settled down here. 24-14, Bluestreaks by 10, 36 to go in the second. Free throw, back of the iron, no good. Andy Slowinski will get one more. This free throw finds the bottom. 24-15, Bluestreaks by 9. Kaufman brings it up against Ryan White. See if the Bluestreaks can go for one here. Broadbeck baseline, no shot, throws it away. 17 to go in the second. Bluestreaks 24, Bulldogs 15, and Swanton nearly throws it away. Mitch Gehrig got a hand on that, but the referee said he was the last to hit it, so we got 12 and a half to go in the second. Swanton should be going for the last shot here. Bacon looks for somebody. Duval from White. White looks to go one-on-one. Flips to Boyer. Down to 4. Now White does go one-on-one. He drives all the way, puts it up. Somebody got a hand on it. End of the period. It is Archbold 24, Swanton 15 at half. Tonight's halftime report, of course, brought to you by PowerNet Internet Services. And Eric Grieser 5. Tim Kraus hit the 3, and Mitch Gehrig had a fielder for 2 for the Bluestreaks 24. The Archbold's ball, starting period number 3. They lead it by 9. Knopfsinger gives to Grieser on the wing. Grieser penetrates up the middle. Nice pass inside. Knopfsinger puts it up, no good. Tip Delaney up and in. Delaney with 10. Archbold full court pressure. Duval breaks it easily. White holds high on the side. Goes one-on-one. Nice pass to Lewinsky, but stolen away by the Bluestreaks. Kaufman brings it out, now sets it up. Meyer, high post, short jumper, put up and in. Joe Delaney hits from about 14. Quickly the Bluestreaks with 2 quick baskets here. 28-15. Pizzolinski brings it across this time for Swanton. Nice backdoor pass. Duvall lays it up and in. Bluestreaks going for the double team, and it got burned that time. 28-17, Archbold by 11. Kaufman looks for somebody. Greaser. Knopfsinger comes outside. Backdoor Kaufman, his running one-hander up and in, and he's fouled. Nice give and go that time. Chad Knopfsinger, Kaufman made a good step out, then went to the back. Got a good pass. Ryan White picks up the foul. His second. Kaufman will be at the line trying to complete the 3-point play. It's 30-17 Bluestreaks, 6:55 to go in the third. Kaufman, free throw, up and in. Nice pass by Knopfsinger, nice shot by Kaufman. 31-17, Bluestreaks, full court pressure. Duvall gets it ahead to Ryan White. He clears against Greaser. 31-17, Bluestreaks by 14. Williams on the wing, Duvall top of the circle. White comes around off the screen. Williams, Duvall, baseline drive, he draws the double team. Back to Williams, his running one-hander. Bounces high off the iron, no good. Pilozinski with an offensive rebound to Bacon. He can't put it back up. Duvall's 3 on the way, no good. Meyer pulls it off for the Bluestreaks. Ahead to Kaufman. Kaufman, lob, Knopfsinger all alone, up and in. Nice pass that time. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. 6:13 to go in the third. 33-17 Bluestreaks. We'll be right back.
Ace.
33-17, Steve Smith calling a timeout right there, Blue, as the Bluestreaks open up their biggest lead.
They got a quick run here, start the third period. Minute 45, they outscored Swanton 9-2. Pilozinski gets it ahead to White. It's knocked out of bounds by Eric Greaser. It's 33-17 Bluestreaks, 6:09 to go in the third. Bluestreaks coming out quickly, are getting good shots and making them. 4 out of 5 from the floor. White holds against Kaufman. Williams on the side, looks for somebody. Williams nearly has it knocked away, then he loses the ball. A good play by Brian Meyer, hit it right down off Williams' foot, and it has to go to the Bluestreaks. Substitution. David Boyer, the 5'10" sophomore, into the Swanton lineup. Russell Bacon gets a breather. Brian Meyer will do the inbounding to Kaufman. Kaufman looks for somebody, still not across. Draws a double team. Brian Meyer now clears the timeline. He flips Knopfsinger inside, up off the glass. Makes the bucket, but he's called for an offensive foul. The trouble with that was he's too big. That's why he got called for the foul. Still 33-17 Streaks. Pilozinski looks for somebody. Now he brings it up.
He makes any contact at all, people move.
That's right. Ryan White with it. Boyer. Duvall outside. Boyer, his running one-hander, blocked nicely by Knopfsinger. Knopfsinger slows it down to Kaufman. Kaufman, nice pass, Brian Meyer. Beautiful pass, Aaron Kaufman. That's what you want out of that position. 35-17 Streaks. Meyer has a good, gets a hand and knocks it out of bounds. It's going to stay with Swanton. 35-17 Archbold, 5:15 to go in the third. Bert Williams doing the inbounding. Way into Boyer. Knopfsinger on him. Here's nearly a steal by Eric Greaser. Archbold picking up their defensive tenacity here in period number 3. Russell Bacon coming back in for the Bulldogs. It'll be Swanton's ball. 5:07 to go. Bluestreaks 35, Swanton 17, third period action. Tomorrow night we'll be at Delta. Oh, incidental contact there. Eric Greaser bumped into David Duvall, who hit the deck. He probably didn't think it was too incidental.
Bluestreaks foul, 31 Greaser.
5:02 to go in the third. It'll be Swanton's ball inbounding. Duvall. top of the circle. He looks for somebody and throws it away. Swanton having everything go wrong here in the first 3:13 of the third period. Brian Meyer inbounds to Kopp. It's 35-17 Bluestreaks. Greaser. Delaney. Here's Meyer, long three on the way. That bounces off, no good. Loose on the floor. Still loose on the floor. Greaser comes up with it. His 12-footer from the angle, up no good. Ball loose still. Now Meyer comes down with it. Archbold getting their offense set up again. Bluestreaks hitting the offensive board. 4:22 to go in the third. Kaufman has drive. Ball loose on the floor. It's going to belong to the Bluestreaks, or to Swanton. It hit one of the Bluestreaks. Somebody's foot as Kaufman made the drive up the middle. 35-17 Archbold. 4:18 to go in the third. Pilazinski against Delaney. Gets around him easily. Duvall in the corner. His long three on the way, up and in. Kevin Duvall with 11. 35-19. Archbold by 16. It's a pass knocked loose, stolen away by Duvall. He drives all the way, running one-hander up and in, and he's fouled. Boy, just like that, Archbold turning it over. We're going to have it. Maybe. No, not a timeout yet. Kaufman picks up the foul. We are going to have a timeout. It's 35-21 Bluestreaks. We'll be right back.
The Furniture of Swanton, proud to support all of our athletes.
Wasn't that one a three he made? Free throw up and in. I thought they singled three, but I've got Duvall. I was going to say he has all 8 points for Swanton this period. The scoreboard's got 35-22. Greaser, nice drive to the bucket, lays it up and in. Eric Greaser doing a good job. 37-22, Bluestreaks by 15, 3:40 to go. White, still not across. Now gets it across. White gets it back. Pilazinski, hard drive to the bucket, knocked away nicely by Brian Meyer. Brian Meyer gives to Greaser. His short jumper up, no good. Bacon with a rebound. 3:20 to go in the third. Archbold by 15, 37-22. Swanton bench saying, get it set up here. Boyer holds high. Ball knocked into back court. Bluestreaks come up with it. Brian Meyer with a steal. Cross court Kaufman. He drives all the way, running one-hander up, no good. Tip, no good. Boyer with a rebound for Swanton. To Ryan Meyer. Under 3 to go in the third. Ryan White with the ball. Boyer on the wing. Bluestreaks by 15. I think 14, but the scoreboard says 15. Inside short jumper put up, no good, and a foul called inside on Brian Meyer, I believe, his first. Boyer's going to be at the line to shoot two.
Boyer shooting two.
What are we doing? Boyer's going to be at the line to shoot two. Archbold with wholesale substitutions here. Kurt Broadbeck in. Paul Cruz, Tim Kraus, Joe Delaney stays in. Yes, Tad Asherman in also. Boyer shooting a pair. Free throw up and in. Boyer's first point. 37-23. Or 4.
Yeah,
I put down a 3 right away.
you wrote it down and I wrote it down.
Shot up, no good. Delaney rips it off for the Streaks. 2:40 to go. Archbold by 14. Broadbeck draws the double team. Waited out to Delaney to Cruz. Kraus in the corner. He starts a baseline drive and he's hooked by Pilazinski. That's his third. Only the team's second.
33, Pilazinski, his third.
Bert Williams back into the Bulldog lineup. Kurt Broadbeck inbounding for the Streaks. They lead by 14. Broadbeck flips it into Tim Kraus. Delaney inside. He turns, has it knocked loose. Still loose on the floor. It's out of bounds to Archbold. Good hustle by Bert Williams that time. 2:25 to go in the third. 37-23 Archbold. Broadbeck again looks for somebody. Flips way outside to Cruz. Ashleman Broadbeck, Delaney, he puts one up, and he's hammered again by Pilozinski, and I believe that's his fourth. As Larry said, he's about the sole height out there. Nope. Bert Williams picked up the foul, not Pilozinski. Delaney will be at the line to shoot 2. Delaney with 12. Larry said Big Joe's really been playing well for the Bluestreaks this year. 1,000% improvement over last year. So I guess that's what practice does for you. Delaney, free throw, up and in. He has 13. It's 38-23. Big Joe will get one more. Bottom of the net for Joe on that one. He has 14. Bluestreaks by 16. 39-23. Long pass down. Duval beats the press again. Lays it up and in. Larry will explain to you what the Bluestreaks are doing in the press there. 39-25. Cruz, long 3 on the way. Somebody got a hand on that and tip no good. It's going to be out of bounds to Swanton. A 2:01 mark, period number 3. Bluestreaks by 14. Williams inbounds to Pilozinski. Back to Williams. Nearly loses the dribble. Ashman on him. Now Pilozinski clears the timeline. Drive across. Flips. Short jumper put up, no good by Bacon. Ball loose inside. Still saved by the Bulldogs. Bacon gets it back to Ryan White. 1:38 to go in the third. 39-25 Archbold. Bacon to Pilozinski to Williams. Williams nearly loses the dribble. Now stolen away by Paul Cruz. He drives all the way, lays it up and in. Somebody else got a hand on that. Tipped it over to Cruz, and he got the layup. 41-25 Streaks. 1:17 to go in the third. Here's Pilozinski, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Joe Delaney, his second.
Bluestreaks foul 40. Delaney, his second. Team fifth.
Chad Knopfsinger coming back in for the Bluestreaks. Joe will probably sit down here for the last 1:50. It's 41-25 Archbold. Williams into Duval. Boy, Kevin Duval's had a monster third period. He's got 9 or 10. I thought 10, but the scoreboard still has him down there. They didn't give him a 3, obviously. Williams outside against Ashman. Goes back door to White. He has the ball knocked loose. Picked up inside. Short jumper. Put up and in. Slowinski right in the right spot there. Andy Slowinski. 41-27. Inside, a pushing foul, I believe, on Slowinski.
One foul, number 41, Slowinski, his second.
Team's fourth, so with 48 to go in the third, it'll be Archbold inbounding. They lead by 14, 41-27. Broadbeck to Cruz. Cruz all the way, no shot, ball knocked loose, stolen away. Duval drives his short running one-hander, up and in. 41-29, 35 to go in the third. Broadbeck flips it down. Ashman looks for somebody, and a timeout's going to be taken. A 20-second timeout by the Bluestreaks. They lead by 12, and we'll be right back. Archbold with the ball, 12-point lead, 27 to go in the third. Kurt Broadbeck will do the inbounding. We are getting a shoe tied. That's the delay. Chad Knopfsinger. Okay, 27 to go in the third. Bluestreaks by 12. Aaron Kaufman in back for the Bluestreaks. Ashleman to Tim Kraus. Broadbeck. Kaufman. Archbold probably going for the last shot here. Tim Kraus on the wing. Lob inside. Knopfsinger running one-hander up. No good. Offensive rebound put up. This is not going to count. There's a pushing foul inside. See who this one's on. Andy Slowinski picks up his second. Team's fifth. So with 8.5 to go in the third. Archbold by 12. They'll definitely be looking last shot here. Kaufman way outside to Broadbeck. Down to 7. Here's Broadbeck, long three at the buzzer, up, no good. Not quite at the buzzer. End of the third period. Archbold 41, Swanton 29. We'll be right back.
Swanton ball, fourth quarter, 41-29 Archbold. Kevin Duvall had a huge third quarter for Swanton, keeping his team in the game with 12 points. Well, the ball is White, left side now to Bacon. Back over to White to the wing. Fall away 16-footer off the mark, no good. Rebound Brian Meyer, Archbold. Outlet over to Aaron Kaufman. Kaufman looking to the high post, nothing doing. To the baseline instead, Eric Greaser's jumper on the way, bounces off, no good. Mitch Gehrig back into the Archbold lineup, tried to save it. Outlet pass so into the hands of the Bulldogs. Now deflected away by Eric Greaser and out of bounds. So Swanton will have it. With 7:29 to go, it's Archbold 41, Swanton 29. Archbold's biggest lead was 18 in midway through the third quarter. Duvall having an outstanding night. Has tied his career high with 18. Pelazinski, right side to Duvall, picked up by Kaufman. Backdoor pass stolen away by Delaney as Duvall tried to feed Pelazinski. Kaufman will bring it up slowly now for Archbold, picked up at the timeline by Duvall. Swings over now to Delaney, around to the left side to Meyer. Meyer into the corner to Greaser on the wing. Cross court over to Meyer, open for three, let's fly, it's off, no good. Rebound Delaney, puts it back up with one-handed, no good. Pelazinski clears it off now for Swanton. Doug Krause wanted a foul, didn't get it. Ryan White to the wing. Outside Bacon for three, in and out. Rebounded by Delaney. Boy, he had that halfway down. Kaufman ahead now to Meyer on the wing. Into the lane now, here's Gehrig going, and we got a whistle. Offensive foul on Mitch Gehrig. .6:33 to go. It's still 41-29 Archbold. Doug Krause getting a little explanation from one of the officials. Not happy with the last two calls, as a matter of fact. Baseball pass behind the defense again. Here's Boyer going to the hole. He walked with the ball. Boy, he had the wide open lay-in, but again he got behind the defense. Doug Krause unhappy with his kids for falling asleep that time. But fortunately for Archbold, sophomore David Boyer walked with the ball. There's Kaufman, cross court over to Greaser, inside now to Gehrig. Gehrig bounced pass, threw it right off the foot of a Bulldog. Bad pass. Archbold very sloppy right now. High post pass goes through the intended target, but is picked up by Boyer. To White, back to Boyer. On the wing, Pelazinski. Ryan looks at the three, elects not to take it. White baseline drive. Goes to the hole, shot up, no good. Rebound Delaney, who got a piece of the ball. And Steve Smith thought a piece of Ryan White. Outside here's Meyer with it. Over to Greaser, back to Meyer. He'll let fly from long range, in and out. Tipped up by Delaney, no good. Delaney again, we got a whistle and apparently bumped outside. It'll be a common foul.
A lot of action here. Nobody's come close to scoring yet. We played, what, 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
David Boyer with a foul. Chad Knopfsinger returned for Archbold. Each team with 6 fouls. Yep. We played 2:14 into the fourth quarter. Neither team has scored. Yep. And Andy Slawinski back into the Bulldog lineup, replacing Brian Pelazinski. Kaufman to inbound. Flips it outside now to Gehrig. Gehrig swings it over to Greaser. Cross court in the wing. Meyer back over to Greaser. Down low now, Knopfsinger inside. We got a whistle and a foul. And let's just check this one out. It'll be against Andy Slawinski, his third. Chad Knopfsinger will shoot a 1-and-1. Fourth foul, excuse me, on Andy Slawinski. Knopfsinger just a bucket for 2 tonight for the big fella. He's missed his only 2 free throw attempts, so he's coming back in the first quarter. Shooting a 1-and-1 right here. Got it up, got it in. That's the first point for either team here in the fourth period. Each of them have turned it over a couple of times. Second one too hard. Rebound tipped around, ends up in the hands of Knopfsinger. The Greaser out front to Kaufman. 5.5 minutes to play. Archbold leads 42-29. We think it should be 42-30. That three-pointer we're going to have to take away, I think, from Duvall in the third quarter that we both thought the official put his hands up to signal 3. With the ball left side, here's Meyer. Meyer on the wing, cross court now over to Greaser. He walked with the ball as he started to drive. .509 to go. Here's Eric Lynch, a 5'10 sophomore in for Swanton. Timeout Bulldogs. 42-29. Blue Streaks, 5:09 to go in the game. Back in a minute.
Tenor 37. Larry, back to you.
Hey, Martin, great job, buddy. Swanton basketball. Ryan White with it. Round to the left side. Bacon inside Pelazinski. Spin move, shot up, blocked by Knopfsinger. Rebounded by Meyer. Clean block that time by Knopfsinger. Over to Kaufman. Kaufman up the left side, bouncing ahead to Greaser. Sends it out front to Gehrig. Right side to Meyer. Meyer on the wing into the corner to Greaser. Greaser flips to Gehrig, baseline. Goes other baseline over to Meyer. He'll cross court, swing it over to Greaser on top. Kaufman, good ball movement. Meyer had it open, look at a three, elects not to take it. Back out to Kaufman with 4:29. Kaufman to Greaser. Greaser back out to Kaufman. Kaufman, a couple of dribbles, gives it up to Meyer. Now low, Gehrig inside, spins, had it slapped away, but somebody apparently had him across the arm, and if it's Brian Pelazinski, it would be number 5. Number 4, okay. Apparently Pelazinski was given one that we should have credited to Slawinski. Duvall in. Yep. Gehrig will be at the charity stripe. Haven't been a whole lot of free throws tonight, either way. 6'4" junior Mitch Gehrig has 2 points in the game. Free throw on the way. First one rolls up, bounces around, and drops through. His third point. Mitch averaging 5 points as he splits time between the JV and varsity level. Joe Delaney returns for Archbold. Delaney with 14 points. He leads Archbold in scoring. Kevin Duvall has either 17 or 18 for Swanton. Second one on the way, up and in. So Gehrig gets them both. And Archbold leads by 15, 44-29. 4:15 to go. Outside here's Williams around to the left side to Boyer. Boyer sends it out front. Duvall penetrates, pulls up, jump shot on the way, rolls off, no good. Taken out by Archbold's Brian Meyer. Head to Aaron Kaufman. Kaufman up quickly, around to the left side to Greaser. On the wing, flips high post, Delaney going in. Lost a handle on it, loose, picked up by Delaney, outside for Kaufman. Back over to Greaser. Greaser to Kaufman. Kaufman guarded by White. Now we've got a whistle away from the ball, and let's check. A blocking foul against Archbold, apparently. It's on Mitch Gehrig, so the Blue Streaks are turning over. Gehrig picks up his third foul. Russell Bacon and Andy Slawinski return for Swanton. David Boyer and Brian Pelazinski sit down. Be a 1-1 for Kevin Duvall. Here's Paul Cruz into the Archbold lineup for Eric Greaser. Duvall's hit his only free throw attempt. He's a 66% free thrower. This one up and in. Yeah, first point of the period for the Bulldogs. With 3:45 to go in the game, it's 44-30, make it 31 as he hits them both. Here's Kaufman up the right side now for the Blue Streaks. And he whistle, bumped and fouled by Bert Williams. Tried to get him trapped, but Bert just unable to get to the spot quite in time. And Aaron avoids the trap and draws the foul with 3:40 to go. Aaron Kaufman will shoot the 1-1. He's a 58% free throw shooter on the year, 28 out of 48 coming into this game. Made his only free throw attempt in the third quarter. This one is no good. Rebound, Delaney's got it back up and in. 16 for Joe Delaney, taking advantage of that size again tonight. Bert Williams around to the left side over to Russell Bacon. Bacon sends it over to Duvall. Duvall foul line, double team. Slawinski inside, looks for help, back out to Duvall. Duvall around to the right side to Williams. Williams get double team now, bouncing baseline. Bacon inside, little jump hook up, no good, but draws the foul from Joe Delaney. He'll shoot 2. Third foul on Delaney. Russell Bacon looking for his first points of the night. Will go to the line for the Bulldogs. Sophomore Russell Bacon, who's 50 33% on the year at the line, just 4 out of 12. See if he can up that here. First one is up and good. Archbold 46, Swanton 32 with 3:13 to play in the game. Archbold's led pretty much throughout. Swanton's never completely let them out of their sights. Archbold's biggest lead was 18 points in the third quarter. Second one up and in. Bulldogs without a field goal here in the fourth quarter. They do have 4 free throws. Up the floor now comes Kaufman. Swanton trying to pressure, gives it up now to Brian Meyer. Swanton trying to force some turnovers here. They're down by 13 with 3 minutes to play. Kaufman with the ball. Bouncing over to Cruz. Bounce pass knocked away, stolen. White brings it up the other way now as it knocked away from behind by Cruz and out of bounds. That time at the other end, Paul Cruz trying to force it into Joe Delaney. And they got the idea they want to get it into the big fella desperately blue, but sometimes they just force it in when it's not there, and that's what happened that trip for Archbold. As the Bluestreaks are up around the 20 mark again in turnovers tonight. They've got 20 right now. That's been their one bugaboo, big bugaboo all year long, turnovers. And still 2:50 to go in the ball game. Pass outside goes into backcourt, and it's going to go out of bounds in front of the Archbold bench, so the Bulldogs throw it away. They're going to come. Got to go back down the floor, doesn't it, Blue? Nobody touched the ball. Yeah, they're going to inbound.
The team that gets the ball, though, I mean, from that standpoint, but it does have to go there.
Tim Krause in, replacing Mitch Gehrig for Archbold. Brian Meyer will do the inbounding. Does so now to Aaron Kaufman. Kaufman ahead to Delaney. Delaney up the floor to Cruz. Cruz bouncing outside now for Kaufman, who's picked up by White. Round to Cruz. Cruz guarded closely by Bacon. Bouncing out front for Krause, and the ball was kicked inadvertently by Kevin Duvall, even though it got into the hands of Tim Krause. 2:34 to go. Archbold with a 13-point lead, 46-33. Krause inbounds in the backcourt to Kaufman. White trying to pick it away, can't get to it, and he's going to be called for a foul. This will be a double bonus. 10th team foul on the Bulldogs. And Aaron Kaufman will shoot a couple of free throws. Eric Grieser back into the Archbold lineup, replacing Paul Cruz. Aaron Kaufman going to the stripe with 3 points tonight in the ball game. Archbold point guard. Our broadcast tonight also brought to you by IC Video and More, Stryker Street in Archbold, featuring your favorite video classics, new releases, and TCBY Yogurt 2. Kaufman free throw, he drops it in. 47-33. I still have an argument with that scoreboard. I still think Kevin Duvall hit a 3 in the third quarter. They registered as a 2. Second free throw bounces up, no good. Delaney with a rebound. Double team, and the ball ends up going out of bounds off Big Joe. Doug Krause thought he was bumped and fouled, but official is right there and says nope. Bounce pass coming up to Duvall. Duvall to White. White to Williams. Williams back to White. On top, Williams. Williams goes around over to White to the baseline. Wing jumper from 14, up and good. Ryan White with 8 points. All of a sudden it's down to 12, but only 2:03 to play. 47-35. Here's Grieser with the ball and fouled by Duvall. With 1:58 to go. That's the first on Kevin Duvall. Eric Grieser will shoot a couple of free throws. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Swanton Super Value. We thank all of our fine sponsors for making our broadcast possible. Eric Grieser on the line. Free throw up and in. Eric now with his 8th point tonight. Only a second one, he drops that one as well. 49-35 Archbold, just under 2 minutes to play. Forgot to start the clock. Ryan White has it. White, clock still hasn't started. Right side Duvall, baseline jump shot on the way, up and good. .151 to play. 49-37 Archbold. Here's Broadbeck returning for Archbold as Meyer sits down. Kraus inbounding. Flips the pass in now and a foul. Broadbeck is fouled by Ryan White, his fourth. So Kurt Broadbeck, looking for his first points of the night, will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws with 1:50 to go. Broadbeck. 47-39 Bluestreaks. Kurt Broadbeck at the charity stripe. He's only been to the line 4 times. He's made 2 of them. Make it 3 out of 5 as he hits the free throw for his first point of the evening. 5'11" senior puts the second one in and off. No good. Rebound Delaney. Baseline 8-footer. Too hard. Rebound weak side by Duvall. He'll race it up the floor. Flips inside now. Slawinski, double team shot up, blocked by Delaney and rebounded by Greaser. Delaney's got 3 or 4 blocks tonight. Again, he's got that height advantage. Greaser up the floor with 1.5 to go into the lane to Kraus, go into the hole, but he's fouled. He'll shoot 2 regardless. So Tim Kraus will go to the charity stripe now for the Bluestreaks.
Kraus shooting 2.
On the year, Tim 5 out of 8 at the line, 63%. Here's Eric Lynch back into the Swanton lineup and a timeout. 1:29 to go, 50-37 Archbold. Back in a minute.
The biggest problem, Swanton and Archbold Super Value Foods, always saving you time and money.
Free throw, Tim Kraus, first of 2 on the way up and in. Tim gets his 4th point tonight. Here's Joe Emch. He'll report into the Bluestreak lineup, and with 1:29 to go, Joe Delaney will sit down with 16 points here tonight. Archbold up 51-37. Second toss by Tim is perfect. His 5th point. Up the floor on the dribble comes Kevin Duvall. He's had a nice night. His pass, though, thrown away, picked up by Kurt Broadbeck. Broadbeck being hounded now as Josh Lemon is checked into the Swanton lineup. 5'7" sophomore. Here's the steal now. White had it slapped away, picks it back up. Baseline 6-footer, up no good. Battle for it. White has it for Swanton. Sends it outside Duvall. Long 3, short of the mark, no good. Joe Emch with a rebound. Gives it up to Kurt Broadbeck. Over to Kaufman, getting a little ragged for a second as Kaufman pushes it ahead. Broadbeck, he'll shoot it back out to Kaufman. 55 seconds to go. Now to Greaser, and a whistle and a foul by Josh Lemon with 51 seconds remaining. Eric Greaser, 2 free throws. Russell Bacon back in for Swanton. Tad Ashman into the Archbold lineup, replacing Aaron Kaufman. Then Martin Taylor will be your host on the Nofsinger Pontiac GMC scoreboard. Stan Cruz reporting on the Liberty Center Wasion matchup, which, as Martin reported, was a 1-point Liberty Center lead at halftime. Indians lead the league coming in at 4-0. Free throw, first of 2, up and in by Eric Greaser. Second one up, rolling around and good. Eric in double figures with 11 points tonight. Tie game 14 in the season opener. Paul Cruz in as Greaser leaves. The Swant brings it up the floor now. Ryan White into the lane, goes right side. Long 3 by Boyer, partially blocked. Rebounded Tad Ashman. And he's fouled immediately with 41.3 seconds to go. If it's on Ryan White, I believe it's number 5. Here comes Matt Phillips into the Bulldog lineup. Here it is, number 5 on Ryan White. He'll foul out with 8 points. 3 buckets, couple of free throws for Swanton's fine sophomore guard. Tad Ashman on the line looking for his first points of the evening. 5'11" senior pushes the free throw up and in. On the year, 5 out of 13 at the foul line, coming in for 39%. Archbold's only got one basket here in the fourth quarter. The rest of the points at the foul line. Second one up and in. Well, they've done a pretty solid job here in the quarter.
12 of 17 from the free throw line here in the last period.
Lemon, long three by the sophomore, off no good, rebounded by Paul Cruz. Cruz gives it up to Kurt Broadbeck. Broadbeck ahead now. Ashman inside. Forces the shot up, blocked by Bacon and out of bounds. With 26 seconds remaining. Kurt Broadbeck inbounding for Archbold. Does so to Ashman. On the baseline, flips into Emch for the lay-in, got it. Joe Emch gets the bucket. Only the second basket of the quarter for Archbold. Lynch the other way, 17 seconds. He'll fire a long jumper. It's short. No good. Rebound brought back for Archbold. 58-37. Archbold's biggest lead right now. Up here's a pass now by Broadbeck, and he throws it away with 4 seconds to go. 58-37 Archbold. Up the floor now comes Lemon. Gonna fire one from long range, no good. Buzzer sounds, ball game ends. Final score, Bluestreaks 58, Bulldogs 37. We'll be back to take a look at the scoring, statistics, and hear from head coach Doug Cross of Archbold after this timeout.
The January 1 sale is on the 14th through the 24th at Ben Franklin.